it's Evil Twin. I'm back with a review of Game of Thrones HBO Season 3, Episode 3. I feel like the season has finally begun. What did you think? I thought it was excellent. I thought that the pacing was great. All those things that I was complaining about last week, this episode did not have it. It had great pacing. Transitions between scenes were great. I didn't feel it was jarring getting from one character to another. There was storytelling. You felt things happening in each scene. And I don't know exactly because I haven't watched it twice. Usually I like to watch the episode twice with a day apart in between viewings. But it just aired last night, so I'm still kind of processing. But I thought I was able to get into what the characters were feeling more with this episode, and that's important to me. As a viewer, I want to be part of this world. That was what, attracted me to the show in the first place, just being so immersive, and I feel like this episode was more along those lines, and it was great. So let's start at the beginning. I really enjoyed the table bit, the chair bit, with first of all, Tywin Lannister. The casting of Charles Dance in that role could not be better. I know I say this over and over again, and he's been on the show now for 3 seasons, but it just never gets old for me. When he stands there and looks, it's just so intimidating. He's so fearsome, so, ferocious, and he's very intimidating. So all of them, we get to see Varys again, thank goodness. I love whenever he is around a part of the show. We get to see him vying for his ear, and everybody's kind of like vying for a position at the table of Tywin Lannister to chirp in his ear, and Cersei makes her move, and even she is so intimidated still by her father, even though she sits right next to him. You notice she kind of angled her chair away from him so that her back was more to him, and he kind of looks at her like, what? And she looks at all of them like, what? See, I'm sitting right next to him. What are you going to say about it? And it was just funny to me. And Tyrion dragging his chair along, prolonging the whole effect of that. It was perfect. Great scene. I think, for me, outside of what happens at the very end of the episode, the best moment of the show. So great for that. Oh, by the way, Benioff directed this, so very interesting. Going to the wildlings north of the wall, them discovering the pattern of dead horse bodies. See, that is what I wanted to see episode 1. I wanted the aftermath of a visual of the scope of everything that happened. I finally got that with this episode, but it would have been nice to have it the first episode, but I'm not going to complain because it's definitely delivered with this one. And Mance's comment, oh, always the artists, that was perfect. I want to know what you guys think about the fact that these others do this. The fact that the White Walkers do these patterns. We saw that with the very first episode of the series, season 1. What does it mean? Are they making a joke on everybody, or does it actually mean something significant? I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Speculative thoughts, of course, non-book reader spoilery thoughts. Please save those for another, another post. But I thought it was great. What else? Oh, the scene with the prostitutes with Podrick Payne. Tyrion paying him back for saving his life with the prostitutes. At first, I thought it was really tacky. I really didn't like the scene at first, but upon second thought and reading some of the posts that I've seen on other sites, people commenting on it, somebody has speculated that, and I hadn't thought of this, that, maybe Tyrion had paid Raz ahead of time. They did have an exchange a look earlier on when they were in the room with Littlefinger. Maybe he had already taken care of payment and really wanted to build Podrick up so that he feels like a real man, and it affects his personality to have this experience and have these women not accept his payment, the gold that he was given to pay them, to make him feel like such a stud. At first I thought, gosh, really, for saving your life, this is what he gets, to sleep with some used up whores? But I'm a woman, I'm not a man. I'm told that for men, getting off is the best thing in the world, the best possible natural experience you could ever have. Man, I wish it was that way for a girl. I have penis envy. But so maybe this really is a phenomenal, gift for him. Plus he gets to keep the gold, I guess, too, as well. So, I guess it is a good payment for it. And the Myronese knot, got a little book nod there. So moving on. What did you think about Robb Stark's scenes? I thought it was great to see him this way again, because for a few episodes he hasn't been really asserting his power the way he used to, and the way he did in that first scene where he kind of like took the reins in season 1 with Great John Umber, that actor who I totally miss being on the show. I really liked that character. I really miss the Great John, and I miss the actor that portrayed him. But Robb Stark in that first scene, that first season, really asserted his power and took a stand, and that was when you began to see him come into himself. And I saw a bit of that with this last episode, the way he talked to his uncle, put him in his place. I want to see that constantly from Robb Stark. You know, it's just whenever he's doing that, he's at his best. That actor, Richard Madden, is at his best. So really great. The scene with her, Caitlin, and her brother, also really emotional. It did get to me a bit when, you know, she was talking about Bran and Rickon not seeing her return. You know, that was really sad. She's such an amazing actress, Michelle Farley. I would like to see her in some other things. I'm sure she's been in a ton of stuff and I just hadn't seen it, but I'm going to now because I think she's an amazing actress to study. Also, the Blackfish, we're introduced to him in the prior scene where I guess, I can't remember, I did read the books, but is Edmure Tully his son, or is he the son of the father that died? Is Edmure Caitlyn's brother, or is he the son of the Blackfish? Can't remember that. Enlighten me, remind me. But it was great the way he just like shot that arrow and put his nephew son to shame. That was a great moment for me. Of course, the end. I'm just going to get to that because I don't want this to be too long. With the hand being cut off, I thought it was awesome. Jarring. I knew it was coming because I have read the books, but it was still very jarring. Interesting character choice. Like the fact that this character that has been so despicable all along would be so sacrificial to try to draw attention from Brienne. I wanted to know from you guys why you think this character is doing this. What is it about Brienne that is making him, bringing out his more human qualities? What is the connection that they have? Why did he do that for her? I would love to hear your thoughts about that. The music at the end did take me out of it. What I would have liked to have heard was like the earlier version of The Bear and the Maiden Fair that we heard on the show itself when the guys were singing it, but this time have it playing and then hear the scream of Jaime one more time, like, or something, you know, that would have been really cool. I don't know, this is my thought, but what are your thoughts about the overall episode, the flow of the show? Do you think is definitely getting started now? I thought there was a theme with the show. I'll talk about that a little later, but I thought it was really good. All in all, very satisfying episode. I feel like it's finally getting started. Can't wait for next week. Can't wait to see what's going to happen with Dany and her dragons, what's going to happen with Sam and the rest of the crew of the Night's Watch.